Hello from day 21 on Route 66. This is Tucumcari. This is the west end of Tucumcari. I've just passed it. It's about 3-4 miles long, this little town, and it's quite fascinating because this part here is original Route 66. Now this part of Route 66 here goes right through the main street of Tucumcari and eventually joins the interstate, which is paved over the original Route 66. But one thing about this town is, I was speaking to 3 gentlemen in a subway, and they're telling me some of the history about this town, about how that, I don't know if you can see it there, but just where those cars are going, you might even see some trucks, which will pick it out more clearer. But there's a truck there, look. That is the bypass of Tucumcari, and like I said, this route will eventually join onto this bypass or the interstate. It's more like a dual carriage more than anything rather than an interstate. But anyway, it's an interstate, and this road joins back onto the interstate and go through the heart of Tucumcari. Now the guys are saying that this bypass here took away a lot of the businesses in Tucumcari. The population, when the original Route 66, when this here was the only way to get through Tucumcari, going from east to west, when you're going cross country, businesses here were flourishing, the population were 50,000, and now that bypass alone, because it cuts 10 minutes of your journey, that bypass took the population from Tucumcari from 50,000 to 6,000. And you can see here there's you'll see from the photo album of this very town. I mean, from the start of it, when I approach it from the east end, the businesses are quite a lot of businesses there. There's a few derelict buildings, but there's a lot of motels, hotels, Mexican joint takeaways, a few marts along the way, and some Chinese food as well. And it's quite busy on that end. This is the east end. Like I said, as you start to leave it this is the west end. And as you start to leave it from the west end, you start to notice these rustic, derelict buildings. And there's a couple of right there, some of the old gas stations, and it has like there's lots of like rusting parts and lots of rusting cars and like these old steel wheels and machines. And it's got even though the story of it's sad how it's become derelict, it's got quite a timeless charm to that. It really has, which is quite fascinating to see. But like I said, this is and even over here, I'm just leaving it now, and this original Route 66 joins onto the dual carriageway, to the interstate, which I'll eventually get onto. But you can see here that even the Shell petrol station there has been shelled out. That's derelict. That's derelict. The buildings along here for about a mile are derelict, and you can see just there what the interstate took out. Really, and it's typical in this part of the country as the roads become more spaced out. Now, as towns become more spaced out, you'll see. I should start seeing more ghost towns at this end, because like I said, the interstate took out a lot of businesses along Route 66. But yeah, so this is the west end of Tucumcari, and I'm just about to leave it. Got full of water, a bit of ice in this water here, so that's cool. My Garmin's all charged up. It's quite hot here, it's about 40 degrees or something. But let's see what it is in fact. It is, my goodness, look at that. I don't know if you can see that right there. It's 44 degrees, my Garmin. I don't know if you can see that right there. It's reading exactly 44.1 degrees. So that is hot. That is bloody hot. But like I said, because of the dry heat, the humidity is not in the air, and that makes it more manageable. But I'm stacked up with water. I don't know how far the next town is. I'm being told it's about 40 miles, so I've got enough stuff to get me 40-mile stretch of the desert. And so this is it. This is the original Route 66, which took out a lot of this town. Took the population from 50,000 to 6. That's number 6,000, not 60. So it's certainly part of the history here. It's quite sad to see, but quite fascinating at the same time. Anyway, I'll stop talking. We'll better get on with the journey. Okay, so 44 degrees, 44.4. My goodness, I think it's about 46 to be honest. Here, the Garmin's just catching up. But anyway, on we go.